Lizzo got charges.
She do.
So Lizzo's facing a lawsuit right now. It was launched by 3 of her former dancers, and they accuse her of creating a hostile work environment. They're accusing her of sexual...
Having fun.
Yeah, they're accusing her of exploitation, sexual harassment, and that sort of thing. And her dance captain is also named in the lawsuit. And since then, there's just kind of been a bunch of people piling on.
It sounded like a lot of it was aimed at the dance captain or whatever, the head of her production.
Yeah, the dance captain, when they talk about her, they talk about her also forcing her religious beliefs on everybody. Yeah. You know, and that also being a part of what created the hostile work environment.
That part was interesting.
That was. And in typical like diehard religious fanatic,
she got on
she's
social
also
media.
Freaky. She's also super freaky. Like I don't understand what's going on here.
But then she also got on social media and started talking about, you know, Jesus loves me and, you know, that whole thing. And I was like...
Meanwhile, they're stuffing bananas and vaginas. Like, I don't know what's going on.
That was the part that got me intrigued. I was like, wait, where is this show?
Yo, see, when you come, you get a conscious chakra thing. Go ahead, you got it.
So apparently the banana in the pussy thing, that was in Amsterdam in the red light district. So that's like an actual club where that act happens.
Yeah.
And so since then, a documentarian who was going to do a documentary on Lizzo back in 2019, she came in and started to reinforce the story that she is a mean girl and that it was a hostile work environment and that she just decided to not do the project because she just is a really horrible person. Her words.
Her words.
Her words.
I
Yes.
usually do not comment on anything pop culture related, but in 2019, I traveled a bit with Lizzo to be the director of her doc. I walked away after about 2 weeks. I was treated with such disrespect by her. I witnessed how arrogant, self-centered, and unkind she is. Well, that's celebrities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was not protected and was thrown into shitty situation with little support. My spirit said to run as fast as you can, and I'm so grateful I trusted my gut. I felt gaslit and was deeply hurt, but I've healed. Oh, yeah, she's
all the trigger words in there.
Reading these reports made me realize how dangerous of a situation it was. This kind of abuse of power happens far too often. Much love and support to the dancers.
When I was reading all this shit, it sounded like regular music industry shit to me. And maybe that's not a good thing. I don't know. It also kind of felt like the accusations were coming from people that expected Disney World and got like regular hip hop kind of music industry shit.
The shit that got me was when I read the Banana Club incidents. Like you force people to partake in that didn't want to, and I mean it's weird because it's like on one hand you want to give somebody benefit of the doubt because I saw Lizzo's statement.
Yeah, I was going to read that afterwards. But
you can read it.
Yeah.
No, don't read it yet.
No.
How do you force somebody to shove a banana up their vagina?
No. The club, the performers put the banana in their vagina, and
you're supposed to eat it out of
the vagina.
So how do you force somebody to eat that? How?
It sounded like peer pressure was involved.
Yeah.
Oh, peer pressure.
Peer pressure and fear of retribution. You know, fear of retaliation, like loss of employment.
Man, cover your ears real quick, man, because you know I don't.
Go ahead.
Cut that bullshit out. Stop. I don't agree with that. You were forced to eat bananas out of a woman's vagina because of peer pressure, afraid of whatever the word is. You were afraid of retribution. Retribution,
yeah.
Same shit. You were afraid of that? You were afraid you was going to lose your job if you didn't participate in these salacious acts? You couldn't say no? You couldn't walk? The lady left within 2 weeks. I'm tired of people...
You just be looking to be bizarre. You sure you want us to say this? You sure
I
you
do
cool?
want to say it.
Okay, then get it off.
I do want to say it. Are you not tired of people that do that?
They do what?
What they doing? How can you force somebody to do something like that?
There's ways.
There's ways.
Well, what changes all of this is we work together. That's what changes all of this. Mm-hmm. If me and you go out to the New York strip club, and actually all the time I tell people, I might send a dancer over there, do some shit, but if we work together, you can leave that club and say, yo, I felt uncomfortable, you violated my blah, 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 because we work together.
Got it. So if you send a dancer,
you're in a position of power.
If you send a dancer,
that's what it is.
Well,
that's what it is.
They sat down and did an interview with, I believe it was TMZ, and they kind of described what was happening, and they were like, we felt like we were forced to go out and have fun because the people that did that got to like go on lavish vacations to Hawaii and things like that. And if we didn't, we wouldn't get those things. And I was like, I mean, yeah, you're gonna take the people that you have fun with, and do some extra shit with them. I'm confused,
you're boring ass. All right, you don't want to have no fun.
Is that Lizzo's fault? Is that Lizzo's fault?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
she created an environment.
You create the environment.
You're the boss.
And you're in
So
control.
yeah.
So there's that fear thing.
Why isn't there any laws or rules to help the bosses? Like, that shit is bullshit. I'm sorry.
There's plenty of rules to help the bosses.
No, I mean white bosses, but I'm talking about situations like this. Why is it like it's bullshit? It's nonsense. We realize that you have fun. These people that you like to go party with, sniff coke with, allegedly, or do whatever with, and have fun with, are the ones that get the prizes.
The perks.
The perks. So what we want to do is that we want to participate because we want the same perks instead of using our better judgment and saying, no, I don't want to do this. And then later on regretting it and blaming the person that created the environment.
Paying for my own trip.
Right.
I mean, it's a two-sided issue.
I get it.
Because, again, as a boss, you're supposed to make sure that the work environment for all of your staff
is a healthy work environment.
Is a healthy work environment.
True.
Not some and not other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And wherever you go with your work staff, I mean, work rules still kind of apply.
Right. So it sounds like there wasn't really an infrastructure in place, you know, within Lizzo's whole organization.
They were doing regular rap shit.
They were doing regular hip hop shit. That's what I'm thinking. Like, growing up, I seen things like that, and nobody went home. Oh, you put me in a room with two strippers, and
so now let's say your engineer is a diehard, devout, religious person.
True.
And that environment could make that particular person feel uncomfortable, whether it's regular hip hop or not.
So you leave. You leave.
I have to work with these people.
We've been around that before. I've been around that before. I've been around people who believe in, who's Muslim. I've been around people who believe in all type of religions, Buddhist, everything, and they create the environment. But I'm there being Queensflip and being myself. And I'm sitting there and I still work with them.
Sure.
And even if I felt uncomfortable at a point, I'm not going to blame them for my uncomfortability.
But look,
I chose to stay there.
True.
It's a choice that I made. Yeah.
Now you can sit there and say, "I'm gonna leave," right?
Yeah.
And when it's somebody powerful, they could put the word out there. I don't fuck with that
blackball you.
Yeah, now you can't get a job nowhere else. So it's kind of like
we
you
watch
gotta
our
sit
man, like how much shit that he might have experienced.
Well, Joe's an outlier when it comes
all right,
to,
so I'm saying,
to
but
beating the
we
black
have a
ball.
person that we can look up to and see that we pretty sure that Joe was put in positions or in rooms that he just decided to leave. I'm not participating. Not saying anything salacious, but I'm just talking about business-wise. I don't like this. The stories I hear about you, nigga. You done turned up because some shit that you don't like.
Let me ask you a question.
So why we can't follow? We can speak from experience. Our friend has been in plenty of rooms and chose to go the opposite way, right? So that's what I know.
True.
I know what that I can relate to that. I can't relate to anything else.
You could.
You can. I can relate, but I choose not to.
All right, so I don't want to, and it's a conversation. I just want to use this as an example. It's just an example. We don't even got to go down this road.
Yeah.
2 years ago, they had people taking shots that didn't want to take them, but they took them because their job said, if you don't, it's take it or else.
Shit, you went there.
No, I'm just saying that's. So I'm just saying.
Where did that happen?
COVID. People's job was giving them an ultimatum.
shot.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yo,
The jab.
No. I'm trying to think.
Oh,
my bad.
no.
No, the
But
jab.
people was telling them, yo, you take this shot or you can't work anymore. You get what I'm saying? And so some people had no choice. They had a
like
choice.
a false equivalency to me a little bit.
No,
but
they had your choice is still
Same.
yours all the time. The choice is still yours all the time. But when it comes to pay my bills for me and my kids or
this is
endure
different,
this
bro.
uncomfortability,
It's kinda
it's
This
not.
is different.
It's
Yeah,
not.
I guess
It's still.
I guess their argument is
not.
their argument is basically, you know, why do I have to choose between a job, you know, being gainfully employed and being quote unquote abused? Why? It's the work environment that's the problem, not the fact that I want to keep a job. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question? Like
Yeah,
you,
I'm just, yeah.
Got you.
Go ahead.
You've been through a lot in this industry, and you became extremely successful, right? Isn't it a spit in your face that meaning that you went down the hard road, you became successful, and you watch people that a little thing that they may not like, they come later on and make a big deal about it to get lawsuits or.
Well, that's where the ambulance chaser part comes in.
Listen.
That's when what? I didn't hear you, Jess.
Ambulance chaser.
That's when the ambulance chaser part comes in.
Got it.
Neutral button.